Right, so welcome back to a new guide on this channel, and on this occasion, we need to talk about clip fades and crossfades. So you can easily create a fade by going to the top hand, you have the icons right there, to the top hand corner, you just click it, and then you drag as much as you need, and then you will be creating your fade. And if I play this back, it's gonna slowly fade in. Right? So very simple. I'm pretty sure that you already knew this. This is how you create fades. Now also right here you have a diamond shape icon, and this one is to adjust your fades curve. So by dragging this you can move between exponential and logarithmic or linear. Now it's almost linear or logarithmic because you always have a tiny little curve right here at the top. So it's not 100% super linear, but still you can adjust your fades to transition or to fade the way you want, right? So it's completely up to you, right? Now, one thing that happens is that sometimes you want to adjust the fades when you go to automation while you're in automation. So if you're standing there in automation, you cannot access the fade by pressing the letter F and holding it. You can adjust your fades right, just like this. And when you release the letter F, it's going to go back to automation mode. Now, if this is not happening, it's because right here at the top, you have this icon enabled, which is the keyboard. So you need to disable if you want to use your keyboard just to do this. All right, so you're gonna get out of the automation mode. So what happens if you want to fade the whole thing? So I'm gonna go to the loop number 3, and I'm gonna be applying a fade on the whole thing. And I know that this is gonna work. Now, what happens when you have a loop? So if I go to this clip and I extend, just extend the loop for more bars, what happens now? Can I fade everything or the whole thing? No, you cannot. It will only let you fade the length of that clip. But what you can do, you can right click this clip and you can go to consolidate. This will create, a different instance of the clip, and it will just, merge and make it a one big, ass clip. So now you can go here and fade as much as you want. But first you need to consolidate. If you don't do this, you will not be able to do it. Now we need to talk about the other thing, which is going to be pretty easy, but just a little bit more complicated than this. Let's say that you want to crossfade, right? So I have the track number A and the number B, the 1 and the 2. And if I play this from this point, this one is going to be playing, and at the same time this is going to play. So what I want to do, I want to create a crossfade. When this one is ending, I want to start this. So you can easily create this with automation. If this is my breakpoint, I'm going to be going here, and from now on, this is just going to go down in volume. And the other one is going to go and start down in volume. And as we merge both, the other one is going to go down, and this one is going to go up. So if you think about this, we are creating a crossfade. All right, this one goes down, this one goes in. And there we go. We are kind of creating that effect. Now, the thing is that we could create it like this, or we can use the crossfade that we get by default with the DAW. But there's a tiny little gotcha that you need to understand. If I go to this clip and I try to make it longer, it's just not going to let me. This is the full length of this clip. So if I put this right here and I want to crossfade this one to this one, that will not happen because this is the maximum length. So if I wanted to crossfade, let's say I want to maybe crossfade something like that, this clip needs to be longer for us to crossfade. So if this is going to be crossfading, the green is going to crossfade into the, it's brown. Well, we need to have that space that we had here, right? So what we can do, we can just chop this, and we know that we have some data hidden right here. So when we try to crossfade, this will do the crossfading for you. If not, it's not going to happen, right? So you need to make sure that this clip has some information to crossfade. So if we do it now, and play it back, now the vocal is going to start entering. And that's the way you crossfade. But you need to be aware that, again, you need to have some room right here. If not, nothing is going to happen. Now, when you do crossfades, you also get a way to, to shape how you crossfade right here. So you can just, move it around and adjust your crossfade. Now, what if we would want to do the opposite, right? So we want to, instead of crossfading this one into this one, we want to crossfade this one into this one. Well, it's the same idea. Let's say that this is going to be my, the length of the clip. So I'm going to be going here, and I know that I cannot crossfade this into this because this is the start, of the brown loop. So I need to make it shorter and then go here, and then, and only then, I can crossfade this with this one. So if I play it from here, so that's going to work. That's the only thing that you need to be aware of. That you need some room in order to crossfade. So let me just show you one more thing. I'm going to be doing the same thing that before. I'm going to be doing this crossfade. Now, if I click this point and I press the delete, it's going to delete the crossfade, but it keeps this side of the fading. Now, if I go back and click on this one, the other one, and I delete it, it's going to keep the chopped, but it's going to keep the fading of the other one, right? So this way you can delete a crossfade, but keep a fade. Now, if you want to delete the fade, still you click, you select it, you go to delete, and it's just going to delete it for you. Just pretty simple. Now, there's one thing that you need to be aware of, which is going to be the auto fade. So if I go to options and then go to preferences, there's an option right here on record warp and launch that it says create fades on clip edges. Now, by default, this is off. I have it off because I like it off. But if you turn it on, every time that you import the clip to your session, or maybe you consolidate, it's going to create an auto fade for you. I'm going to maybe grab this one, and I'm going to be doing some consolidate just to show you how this works. It's going to consolidate, and now notice that there's a tiny little fade right there. Let me just, expand this so we can all see it. So there you go. So now whenever you import the clip or you consolidate, it's going to apply a fading, automatically apply a fade for you. Now this is to avoid clicks and pops when you import clips to your project. So what happens if I extend the fade? Well, we can do that. I'm going to be going like this, and it's, it's letting me create a larger fade. Now, if I select this and I press the delete, it's going to delete that fade, but it's going to keep this 4 milliseconds fade that we get by default. Now, still, if you want to go manually and get rid of this, you can do it manually just like this. Now, this is just an additional feature. If you don't want it, right, if you don't care about this, you can go again back to preferences and just turn it off. All right, so that's fading and crossfading. It's pretty simple, but there are, some things that you need to know, like, the length of your clips and some other tricks that you need to be aware of just to crossfade and fade correctly. All right, so hopefully you like this and you learned something new. And remember to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one.